Hey there everyone. This video is for anyone who needs just a little bit of extra help getting started with their CRQ 3.2. Okay, so the question says to analyze or break down how Angelo's change in mood between stanzas 1 and 4 verses 2, 3, 5, and 6 helps develop the main idea of the poem. Now this is a slightly complex prompt, so I want to help you break it down. There are essentially two things you really need to do. The first thing is that you need to identify both the moods and the main idea. So when you look at these two different sets of stanzas, it's the ones in the blue and the ones in black. The blue, stanzas 1 and 4, are about the free bird. The ones in black, 2, 3, 5, and 6, are about the caged bird. So you need a word to describe the mood of the blue stanzas and a mood of the black stanzas. Once you've identified the mood of these two groups, then you need to identify what the main idea of the whole poem is. Then the last part is to explain how. How do those two moods help develop or create or build up that main idea? Now, just to give you a brief reminder, when we talked about mood and tone last class, that while they are different, tone has to do with what the author is, their author's attitude, what the author thinks about the topic, and mood is about the reader's feeling or atmosphere from the text. We're still mostly talking about the same thing. We're talking about the general feeling produced in a text. Okay, and if you remember when we looked at examples, in order to pinpoint the word to describe the mood of a passage, we need to look for these charged words, right? These words that kind of push us in the direction of whether it's a positive or a negative mood and help us kind of pinpoint the exact word to use. So we practiced that with a few passages and looked for words like peaceful, assured, or in the first one, died, dead, depressing, that help us come to the right conclusions. Now, if you remember on Google Classroom, I attached this handout that gives you a list of words to describe tone or mood. So you can first decide, is it generally positive? Is it generally negative? Is it neutral? And then you can look under these big word categories and then look underneath to find a more specific word. If you don't know what a word means, look it up. That's the best way to learn it. So as you approach the CRQ, reread the poem, come up with a adjective to describe the mood in stanzas 1 and 4, find some words or phrases or evidence from those stanzas to support that. Do the same thing for stanzas 2 through 5, come up with a word to describe the mood, find a few examples, and then decide what is the main idea of the poem. That will help you get started with your restating answer. Put the two moods here, the main idea here, and then this last part is where you need to explain in one little phrase or sentence, how does the mood change develop this main idea? Then I suggest you give examples of the first mood and explain it, examples of the second mood and explain it, and make sure you have another sentence or two where you clearly tie in how the moods create that main idea. Okay? If you need any additional help, please just reach out and ask.